Well, good morning. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning, and I know you've had a great session so far. The goal of this panel is really to provide you information on the federal and state resources that can help your company begin exporting or expand into new markets. And, of course, we want you to hear directly from Delaware companies who've been successful exporting around the globe. I do want to give a special thanks to the World Trade Center for helping bring this event together and such a success today. Let's get started talking a little bit first about federal trade resources that can help you. Recognizing the critical role that exports play in our economic future, President Obama announced the National Export Initiative a little over a year ago and set the ambitious goal of doubling exports in 5 years. He charged his top officials across the administration with implementing the National Export Initiative and named the first ever export promotion cabinet. Critical to this effort is strengthening collaboration between the federal agencies on issues related to U.S. competitiveness in any issues from export financing to visa issues and infrastructure needs. These efforts continue through the Trade Promotion Coordinating Committee chaired by the Secretary of Commerce, Gary Locke. There are 5 main pillars to the National Export Initiative. First, a focus on improving trade advocacy and trade promotion on behalf of U.S. exporters. Second, increasing access to export financing, especially for small and mid-sized businesses. Third, reducing trade barriers in order to open as many new markets as possible. Fourth, robustly enforcing trade rules to promote a level, competitive playing field. And fifth, promoting policies that lead to strong, sustained, and balanced economic growth. Today, I want to focus on some concrete resources that can help your companies in these 3 areas: trade advocacy and promotion, access to financing, and reducing barriers overseas. Trade experts with the federal government are strategically located across the United States and in markets overseas to help companies such as yours through the exporting process. Export.gov is your one-stop shop on the website for all federal trade resources, from market research on specific countries to more details about export financing and how to address any challenges or barriers you may encounter overseas. 1-800-USA-TRADE is another important resource, with trade experts standing by to answer specific export questions you may have, such as, what is my HTS code? Or what's the tariff rate for auto parts in Brazil? Here in Wilmington, you are served by a strong U.S. Export Assistance Center with trade specialists from the U.S. Commercial Service here today to answer many of your questions. And I encourage you to think about reaching out to them for a personalized counseling session. And of course, we have finance experts with the Small Business Administration. More information of this can be found in your packets. The Mid-Atlantic District Export Council, who is helping sponsor this event here today, is also another resource with folks who are experts in how they have taken their company overseas to be successful and can help counsel you through those efforts. The overseas network is clearly important, with commercial service trade specialists in 77 countries and foreign agricultural service in over 100 countries. These experts have on-the-ground knowledge about market demand, trustworthy buyers and distributors, and assist many U.S. companies should they encounter a challenge in that market. The Department of Commerce's International Trade Administration provides a range of services to U.S. companies to help them close an export sale. Trade missions provide an opportunity for business leaders to expand sales overseas alongside a U.S. government delegation. For many markets, such as China and India, this government presence is essential for finding success. And on export.gov, you have the ability to search by market or by sector as to how you'd like to target the trade mission. Our International Buyer Program recruits foreign buyers to attend domestic trade shows here in the U.S. And last year, we recruited nearly 13,000 foreign buyers to trade shows such as the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, to oil and gas down in Houston, Texas. And those foreign buyers are looking for U.S. products and services. One of our most popular services is the Gold Key service, which is truly a customized business matchmaking in a targeted market. Some call it export speed dating. You travel overseas, our team has done the due diligence to find trustworthy buyers and distributors on the ground, and you have one-on-one appointments with those individuals that help you make sure you have the right folks you need. Through Invest in America, we focus on promoting and supporting foreign direct investment in the United States, contributing to U.S. jobs and competitiveness. While our Advocacy Center coordinates U.S. government resources to engage foreign governments abroad when a competitive bid is on the line, and ensuring that U.S. products and services have the best possible chance of being successful. The National Export Initiative has elevated this effort, and ensuring that officials across the administration are continuing to advocate on behalf of U.S. companies. Let me tell you how this works in practice. A Department of Energy Assistant Secretary is thinking about traveling overseas to Brazil. They call our Advocacy Center and ask specifically what U.S. companies are looking at doing business there. Are there competitive bids at the Brazil government? Are they building a hospital? And that person is armed to make sure that they can advocate during their visit on the ground. Last year, our Advocacy Center helped facilitate over $18 billion in U.S. exports, supporting some 101,000 jobs. The U.S. Department of Agriculture promotes U.S. agriculture products around the globe in partnership with trade associations. And as I mentioned, the Foreign Agriculture Service is located in over 100 countries. You have many experts here today to help you tap into their resources. The Small Business Administration, Export-Import Bank, and Department of Agriculture provide critical access to export financing. Further details are provided in your export packet, have been highlighted by Dana and Farrell this morning on Export-Import Bank, and will be highlighted in this afternoon breakout session. I admit that I got a question. Could you just tell me again exactly what the Export-Import Bank can do for me? I'm telling you, there's a handout in that NEI folder that can help break that down for you. Export-Import Bank provides, and SBA's International Trade Loan Program provides long-term financing to support companies that are expanding because of growing export sales or have been adversely impacted by imports and need to modernize to meet foreign competition. Here's a quick description of the Export-Import Bank's 3 critical export finance solutions to grow export sales. I should remind you, XM is a self-sustaining agency operating at no cost to taxpayers, and 85% of all of XM's transactions are for small businesses. The federal government plays a critical role in supporting U.S. companies exporting overseas by breaking down trade barriers and ensuring U.S. companies receive the full benefits of international trade agreements. The Trade Agreement Compliance Program helps U.S. companies seek assistance to reduce or eliminate foreign government-imposed trade barriers that obstruct market access abroad. You can access this on our website, export.gov. One simple example is your goods get stuck at a foreign port, or your distributor on the ground in a new market is facing new red tape. Our folks overseas work together with our Trade Compliance Center to address those issues, and we encourage you to report them immediately to our team. We're also focused on helping U.S. companies protect their intellectual property abroad. For more information on country-specific intellectual property issues, please visit www.stopfakes.gov. With the National Export Initiative, the administration is focused on opening markets through new trade agreements. We are working diligently with Congress to move expeditiously on 3 pending trade agreements with Korea, Colombia, and Panama. Today we provided you a little bit more information on what those would mean for the state of Delaware in your NEI folders. And we're working on a Trans-Pacific Partnership. These negotiations aim to achieve a high-quality regional trade agreement. U.S. small and medium-sized companies exported $173 billion to the Asia-Pacific region in 2008. We want to ensure that that market is primed for future success. These negotiations are critical in a year when the United States is hosting APEC here in the United States. I did want to highlight the resources that are here for you on the ground as companies in Delaware. The U.S. Export Assistance Center, our U.S. Commercial Services contact information, and of course our Small Business Administration. We have a Mid-Atlantic District Export Council that will be happy to counsel you as well. President Obama charged all of us with helping support companies seize new opportunities overseas. We ask you to make sure that you hold our feet to the fire and serve you as best we can. With that, I'd like to invite John Pastor, Director of the International